apparence, les choses sont très faciles pour vous. Vous êtes jeune, vous êtes jolie.
A gravity-powered car, like, you're nuts. It's a car. What are you talking about? We can't make a car out of gravity. Are you crazy? When you think about cars, you're thinking about something like, this, brand spanking new police car that's just sitting there. So our objective was to, build a car that would run on gravity. And YouTube and so many things helped us with that. So we obviously had to make something better than these wrecked cars, something obviously better than a lawnmower, but I'm not sure if we were gonna get anything better than a Lambo, but we could try, and we did try. So like every other, first date, what everyone else was doing, everyone's just planning, sketching. That's basically what we had to get out the way first, because if we didn't sketch or anything, then how are we supposed to build the car or think about what we had to do? So that's basically all that happened on the first day.
Two pulleys. Alright, don't record me like that either. Tie them to the rims.
So what are we gonna use?
For the weight?
Yo. Say 4x4 like this. 4x4. Like that.
Yeah, that's the idea he had, but he had 3 tires on there.
Mm-hmm.
Jose immediately he went home and he just started showing us pictures and that video of this model he constructed, and we were just like, wow, you're done already, everyone else is still planning, and we had already finished that, which was pretty cool, and it was pretty, advanced, because we were already one step ahead of almost everyone. We also had like a whole bunch of setbacks, like for one, I accidentally locked the laptop I was going to use to record in this office where I worked at, and it was kind of stuck there for half a day. I didn't get anything done that day. Our car wouldn't roll right, it would get stuck sometimes, the string wouldn't work, we had to switch the string out. At one point the whole axle, not the axle, but the thing that was holding the weights at the top, the pulley, actually snapped, and we were forced to replace it, and it was a lot of work, and we just had to change wheels, tires, change the axle, who knows, 10 times maybe. I don't even know if that's a word. I had to mute that part because Angel said something inappropriate.
We're just getting stuck. Dude, what if we use the other string?
For about the 5th, maybe 3rd, I'm not really sure, but we got a bunch of wheels. It was probably the 2nd or 3rd set that we created because they kept bending inward since the car was actually pretty tall, and Victor messed with the wire a lot. We changed the axle a bunch of times, we changed the CDs a bunch of times. We ended up getting these weights that were actually too heavy because they surpassed the actual weight limit given, so yeah.
Alright, so after a heavy storm, our project was raining down and we're low-key making substitutes, and now we're just trying to get through this. We replaced the top support.
Alignment. Firestone. Alignment.
So the way our car was supposed to move, or how it was going to get around, there was a weight that was tied to a string, and the string was looped over the axle that you see at the top, and it would be run down onto the rear axle, and we would basically poke a hole to the axle and just twist the axle until it's coiled up, ready to go, so that way when the weight was dropped, it would force the axle to spin, and there would be no other mechanics going on. There was no energy, no Nothing. The only thing going on was potential and kinetic energy. There was no electricity, no water energy, no whatever other energy. It was literally gravity powering the entire vehicle. Energy in physics is the capacity for doing work, which means if it can do it, it'll do it. If it has energy, it'll do it. Then there comes potential energy. Potential and kinetic are almost the same, but potential means its energy is stored, like it's ready to use. And once it's ready to use, it turns into kinetic energy, which is that movement, that not resting, just being used energy. That's what kinetic energy stands for. And then there's work, and work is done when a force is applied to an object and it moves that object. So if I push the kid and he moves half a meter forward, I did work on that kid. That sounds sus. And then there's power, and the physics definition of power states that it's the rate of doing work. It's the amount of energy consumed per unit. So it's like joules per second, watts, it's things like that. Just things. It's a rate of energy. It's a rate of work. And using these laws and just measurements, requirements, following other people's help, and we did the 2 meters. Pretty easy. I don't know, I wasn't there, but my teammates were there, and apparently we did well. And it's raining outside. But yeah. It is currently 5:11 a.m. in the morning. I've been editing this all night. This has been the video for Team Villains. Yeah, gotta go.